Hi everyone, this is Reiki Love from Reiki School. This is a health class, part 3. Welcome back. Before we start, let us align ourselves. Find the center point of who you are, your beingness. Breathe into it. Exhale out. Feel the presence and the time, the moment of now. Connect yourself with Mother Earth. Inhale from the earth. Exhale. Feel the equal exchange between you and the earth. Expanding your auric field up in heaven. Inhale from higher heaven through your crown. Feel the shower of light coming upon you. Shroud yourself with the light, the pillar of the light. Exhale, expand. Visualize a teardrop shape made of light and sound. Covered with gold and particle, the liquid gold, so to speak. Inhale, exhale. 2 more times at your own pace. To bring the joyful energy, the eternal dance, with your direct connection with Source. You're beautiful. Now only the light information comes through you with grace and ease. Feel the lightness and brightness around you. Welcome. We're going to start with a brief review from the last part 2. I introduced the idea of a shadow, and many of you already know this idea. There are many teachings out there to talk about the very same thing. The basically shadow is a part of who we are, being forgotten or not being fully matured. So it is almost like a little child or a little baby. Some parts are not even there yet, but it is there in our physical body and outside, within our auric field. So shadow is a wonderful teacher, but it could become an issue if you continue to ignore it, because it is a part of who we are, but in reversal, meaning that energy runs in opposite direction. So you could imagine that we are, let's say we're like a Christmas tree with a bunch of lights. If we have a one part that going reversal, the light doesn't go on and off, correct? So the little thing could affect the entire system. So let's take a look at these shadow things. By consciously observing ourselves, we will actually be able to meet our shadow. So it is like this picture, it's almost becoming a detective. More you're skillful and more diligent you are, you'll be able to consistently find the shadow. And it become kind of, could be a fun, interesting adventure. Let's see, how many shadow? How can you meet shadow self today? So this is why we discussed the importance of talking to the different body and corresponding minds. Have you done this today? Another important thing is to record your journey. We tend to forget everything, a lot of things, especially the victorious moment, your accomplishment. This is very important to record it, especially both positive and negative in your victorious moment, and that when you are down. By recording continuously, you'll be able to see your progress, and this itself eliminate the process, right? Be able to connect the dot, because it's a lot of noise out there, and you start not to see the pattern right away. But by looking back your recording, it's almost like seeing other people's life or going to the movie. You become more objective. So it is a beautiful detective tool, and then also empowerment, your own personal empowerment journal. One of the great example I could give you are Carl Jung. This is a very famous psychologist who worked under Freud, who are very much focused on upstairs. So if your psychology entire field is a field of mind or study of mind, think of the house of itself. Freud focused on everything above the basement, and he went into very deep and developed incredible amount of research, and basically, he opened up the entire field. Now the people who work under, such as Young, realize there is something below. There's such a thing called basement. So he started to focus on a basement, and said everything about him is a basement. And they did not agree, because how can you? If somebody doesn't believe the basement, right? They're focusing on the above ground, and the one focus on the basement. Now, neither of is wrong or right. Actually, both are correct. There's nothing wrong to focus on the house above, the part of the house above the ground. And it's also the correct things to do, to focus on something underneath the basement. And this is a book, the highly controversial at the time, and then probably most wanted book. It was originally only available in museum, and each page was displayed under the glass covered container. Now it is literally available. It is a piece of work, the art, the beautiful. And this is something that we could all kind of is inspired for. It is an example that you could leave to the people you love or to yourself. It's a wonderful, beautiful collection of who you are and your journey of the soul. Okay. So it is a part of, let's, record our journey. I like to focus this one more time, because it could be confusing place, the concept. So the ego, normally when we talk about ego, refer to lower self. The lower self is nothing wrong. Lower self is very important here in the 3D realm, because this is your CEO. It's an executive officer of you to function okay or well, the best of your ability. So the lower self, I need to come in front, right, to function in the society and be part of life. Now, the negative ego is not necessarily lower self, actually quite a different in this case. It is under the control of shadow twin, like in this picture. So this become a negative ego, and you could easily detect the people who are under the control of shadow. And you You might be surprised. Now you are consciously identifying the people who are under the lower self or under the shadow twin. It is an extreme view, but unfortunately this is how we all need to start, because we are living in a duality realm. It's very difficult to find a neutral point unless you consciously work toward the neutrality. This is a conscious choice. We live in a world that is partly falling. This is why we need to choose love each moment to redirect ourselves back to source. And I will emphasize this over and over. This is especially for starseed who has already awakened and stay awake, who brought the higher strands of DNA to assist the collective. So those people who identify themselves as starseed are the people who already have a inner knowingness. So this story probably resonates well. So just to trigger your memory, the background of this duality realm is the following. It was introduced by the host collective. This is a background of how those some artificial programming being placed, and that manifest as a shadow, and the shadow itself will start controlling our lower self. This is one of the biggest programs that infected this world. It was introduced by the host collective who tried to rescue the fallen races. The mission failed because a full mutation being amplified created shadow races. So this is the beginning of creation of shadow races, where those races exist. Widespread, the impact was the following. This spread like a wildfire. It's considered a cosmic virus. To feed the phantom matrix, this is an artificial construct and called the artificial black hole. There's a natural black hole, which is a counter to white hole, and it's a natural construct. But this is an artificial black hole. It is no counterforce. There's no white hole that correspond to this. Which has become a problem because it's affecting all life forms here and in other parts of our universe. So that we have been in quarantine because everything is being affected by this artificial black hole or surrounding area under so-called quarantine, so that it contain the damage being contained in itself. So how this happen? It caused a DNA template to being reversed. So being a chaotic energy, bring a more chaotic energy onto itself, and unnatural element, bring an unnatural element and a fragment to our auric field and act as a suction device for black hole collective to sustain their forms. So this, the reversal, the infection, the study as probably benign, a very tiny area that probably won't be noticed. It could be the fragments or such. But it become, if it untreated, it becomes start to amplify or triggered by certain things, and the host will start to feeding it, and that become the device and the area for those foreign races to be able to latch onto, and becomes kind of sucking energy, just suctioning the life force energy. So it is a parasitic relations, like you've seen here, the trees being surrounded by another tree that basically suck this life force energy from this tree, because this tree somehow lost the ability to supply themselves with provided soil and then sun. You also see this picture in the upper left corner. You could see this the black sun, depicted as a black sun, with pulling energy off from that spiral galaxy, right? The taking some energy off. There is no exchange, nothing going back here. It is just kind of suctioning into this black hole construct. So it is basically talking about the same things, and you could see everywhere in the macro or micro order. Now, remedy is said that absolute love is the ultimate remedy. So start applying this principle to yourself, then extend out to shadow twin. This is a very interesting concept, right? While we do this shadow work though, we will need to be very gentle and kind to ourselves, both mentally, physically, because it takes lots of energy out of you. So eat, sleep, breathe. Right? You will need to listen to your body more diligently during this time, especially when you're doing a shadow work, because it will start to, you become more sensitive and you become more tired because you're healing very actively, and there's certain things that you seldom be interested in coming into your mind. So consider yourself like a pregnant lady. You know those strange desire pregnant lady have? Just let it allow for the body to express and listen. If the body require, offer it, and you see how it happens, right? How it kind of comes once you exchange this idea, and okay, you could have just a little bit because I normally take these things. You could have it, and then later just observe how holistically impacted or affected. If you feel okay, maybe that is okay, right? If it's not so good, just simply stop and find an alternative. So just to, try to be more communicative and open to those suggestions coming from your body or emotional body. We are serving it every moment. So what is this, right? Without awareness, are we a shadow twin or not? You are feeding it, and you're also feeding your, the non-shadow self. So choice is yours, love or fear, or completely ignore the denial, right? That is also obviously the choice. So this is why I'm offering the shadow class, and this is something that not easy, and it is easy if we do it together. Now we are not going to share anything during this class, so that you just needed to show up. But I'm pulling this class up for those who need a little assistance. If you are facing a challenge, you have an unclaimed gift or unopened gift. I am the cause of this. I am the cause of this. I am the cause of this. The statement automatically sets you free from those programs, the victim and victimizer, artificial programming. By taking this as your own doing, you will bring yourself out, take yourself out from this vicious cycle of the VV game, victim and victimizer. It is a game being played over and over. And it is time for us to quit. I'm tired of this. It is simple. I am the cause of this. Claim it. It's mine. You can't play with this anymore. Thus, I have a power to choose. Now I have a power. I am a driver of this. I'm in a driver's seat, no longer the passenger. I have a power to choose. I have the will to heal. I have the will, desire, commitment. I invest in myself. I have a will to heal. I have the patience. I have the patience I need. I'm with you all the way. I take care of you. I'm not going to jump into the wagon, the quick fix thing, because this is a lifelong or eons long things are going on. So I do have a patience and I understand. I trust my inner light. I trust my inner knowingness. I trust my judgment. I trust my higher self. I know the truth behind all illusion. I know the truth behind all illusions. I know the truth behind all illusions. And I am love. I am joy. I am source. I am one with source. I am love. I am joy. I am one with source. I am the face of God. I am the expression of source. I am one with source. I am one with all. So I said, so I decree. Taija inte doi, taija inte doi, taija inte doi. Okay, so I'm gonna end with about the shadow self. It is a miasms block energy flow and create the phantom shadow self, running on the opposite mathematical program. It blocks natural energy flow. So thank you so much for watching. And this was the health class part 3. Look forward to meeting you in the health class and bring on your question so that we could all learn together. Much love. Bye.